Welcome. In this tutorial, we're going to quickly go over how to get started rapidly using Winjupos for stacking and derotation. Now, this tutorial does not cover all of Winjupos features. For that, I recommend you read the manual on Winjupos. I assume that you have downloaded Winjupos. If you're not familiar, open up your favorite browser, type in winjupos.org, and navigate down to the download section and click on Winjupos software. Here you will select the current release, which is 12.3.11 at the time of this video. Download that and install it. All right, let's go ahead and open up Winjupos. First thing we need to do is go to Program, Celestial Body, and here we will see a list of our current planets. Select the one that corresponds to the data that you will be working with. In this case, we will be using Saturn. Next, navigate to the Recording tab, click on Image Measurement, and we could begin. We have our date, our universal time, our geographical longitude, our geographical latitude. If you're not familiar where to get your coordinates from, go ahead and open up your browser. This example, we're going to use Google Maps. Find your location. As you can see, here's your coordinates. We will enter that information on here. Click on Open Image and navigate to the location of your files. For this, we're using example files. So I'm going to open up the first one. And we are presented with the overlay. Now there's some buttons in Winjupos that will allow you to rotate and center the overlay to correspond with your image, which is important. Let's go ahead and click on the Adjustment tab. And now we can rotate the overlay. So to familiarize yourself with some of the keyboard shortcuts for this, N rotates clockwise, P rotates counterclockwise, page up enlarges, page down compresses. Backspace key does a 180, however, does not apply to this planet. If you were working on Jupiter, the F11 key would automatically rotate and center the overlay. It only works with Jupiter, no other celestial body. So let's go ahead and speed this up and we'll proceed to the next step. All right, now that our overlay is perfectly positioned with our planet, you go back to the Image tab and click on Save. We will create a new folder. In this case, I just called it Win. You could call it whatever you want. It's just easy reference. And click on Save. We will open up the second image and do the same. I will navigate to Image, save the second one. We'll open up the third one. No adjustment needed there, so we just save. Open up the last one. And only a minor adjustment is needed. And now we will save again. So now we have done all 4 images. And we are ready to stack and derotate. Now, I'm going to take this quick pause to mention something that I should have mentioned earlier. It is important that when you're capturing your planetary data, whether you're using fire capture or SharpCap, that you are recording and saving your files that is compatible with Winjupos. Next, we want to go to Tools, Derotation of Images, click on Edit, click on Add. We'll navigate to the folder in which we saved our Winjupos images. Click and drag or Control A on your keyboard to select all of them and click Open. We are shown how each image overlays on this preview and how it will stack each image. We are also shown whether we want the North Pole to be north or inverted down. Your quadric image size would correspond to essentially like a crop. You could go larger if you want to. Normally leave this as default, but sometimes you do have to adjust it, especially if you want to incorporate other moons of your celestial body. The other section that I want to go over is the LD value. The LD value will come important in 1 second, and I will show you. So let's go ahead and click on Compile Image. And as you can see, we have stacked our image, but we have this slight sharp edge on here. Let's go ahead and fix that. So what I do is I click on Image Measurement, LD Value, which puts now the up and down scroll, and you could do a universal change. I usually start at 75, and notice the ring, and now when we click on Compile Image, again, it's going to ask us, do we want to overwrite the image? We want to select yes. And look at that. We got rid of the sharp edge. That's what the LD value does. But we also have introduced slightly an edge on here, which we could fix in post-processing, or we could simply readjust our LD values to try to minimize that. So let's see what 70% looks like. And 70% appears to be a little bit more prominent. So we'll just go back to 75 or 76. And we're going to go back up again. Just go with 80. And that looks a little bit better. So we'll just stick with 80 for this one. And now we could just click on Save, and we will save our image, but automatically it had saved it before when we had done the overwrite. And now we are ready to further process this image. Okay, and that basically is all that there is to it, to using Winjupos. And that concludes this quick tutorial. I hope it has been informative. Thanks for watching.